Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday morning, October 1st. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So, welcome to the fourth quarter, last quarter of the year. You know, just quickly, do you remember the song "We Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel? 1989 that was written. Look what's happened since then. We've had, the dot-com bubble. We've had the Gulf Wars. We had 9/11. We had the financial crisis. We had COVID. And just in these past 3-4 years, we've had Ukraine, Israel, inflation, incredible political strife here at home in the U.S. And now we have, the big port strike. You know what it all tells you? It's all meaningless. Because first of all, I wish Billy Joel would write another song, including all those things, because that song was pretty awesome. But the reason I'm saying that is, you've had all those things and continue, and where are we? We're a stone's throw away from the all-time high in both the ES and the Dow. The main reason I'm saying this is, and you got to keep this in your head, especially as day traders, the market makes the news, not the other way around, and the market will care when it wants to care. And what does that mean? That means when long-term players want to either get in or out of the market, that's the market caring. Short-term players can move this market tremendously. We see it constantly on a daily basis. However, it's the big boys that can move this market, and possibly at some point, if it was to be to the downside, keep it down for longer than we've seen in the past because it always rebounds. So just something to keep in mind, okay? As far as today, we went out with that vicious price spike, price probe late in the day. The entire overnight has been above the base of it in ES. Look at that. That's very bullish, okay? Not far from the all-time high. We have a 16-wide point of control. NQ right now is also trading above it. That's A's high, but their overnight has been below it and very close to that 11-wide point of control. Okay, that's a great risk-reward long if it was to ever get down there, especially if we get the overnight high first. Righty, right now, totally inside yesterday's range. Remember, they didn't come close to spiking. They just had a 10-wide POC. They're in balance. Now, I called ES down and then Q down after yesterday. If we take out yesterday's highs, we'll be back to balance. SPY, however, came back to balance yesterday. They took out both sides of Friday's range, but they did not have an outside day up. They closed just below Friday's high. We have jolts coming out at 10 o'clock. Again, I mention these things because mindless machines and uneducated traders whip the market around when these things come out. But in the bigger picture, they are meaningless. But just keep in mind that they're coming out. Right now, if we were to start anywhere near here, once again, I would give buyers value. Okay, and you saw how value acted yesterday, all right, until late in the day when M period, because it's the end of the quarter, did its thing. But right now, value would be higher at this moment. Game plan, again, not a bad risk reward short against the overnight high. The all-time high is right above us. Don't forget, the all-time high is in the overnight. Okay? So is NQ's, but we're nowhere near that. But September's high is in the overnight. Well, if I ever get up to it. Here it is. All the way up there on September 26th. So that's a good risk reward short, even with the higher value, I think. You know you're out. You could either take the heat up to the all-time high, okay? On the flip side, a pullback, it's a good front run against the overnight low. Use F's high as you're out. Any acceptance into yesterday's value, you're going to go back and trade at the POC. NQ, now they're a little more difficult because you can front run the overnight high, but their next target, okay, would be the 27th high, which right now is at 382. You're not going to take 50 points worth of heat. So again, you'd have to take a point total as you're out with your stop. And on the downside, you can take a long against the base of the price probe, but again, that's going to be a point total out. Okay, he's not going to wait to the overnight low, that's for sure. And again, You can take a long against the overnight low. This should provide a speed bump, this wide, not only the 11 white POC, but all the business we did here. But again, you have to have your outs. All early plays, we're just talking about this throughout the entire trading day live. And then quick on the chart. Here's the daily. I put, now again, yes, SPY is balanced. ES for now, I'm calling it down until we take out a daily high. Yesterday's volume was only 63.6 million. That's the end of a quarter. That's so light. It's so light. It just speaks, it speaks volumes on how it's all short-term players. Good luck trading today. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.